This tutorial is to help you out with test 5, specifically finding the surface area of a cylinder. And I think the biggest trouble that people have is sort of remembering the formula or maybe understanding where the formula comes from for the surface area of the cylinder. Now, in order to sort of do that, we have to kind of break up the shapes that a cylinder makes. And we have a circle on the top and the bottom. And if we imagine transforming a 3D cylinder into a two-dimensional shape, and we unroll the side, what we get is a rectangle. So we have two circles and a rectangle. And so in order to find the surface area of a cylinder, we have to find the surface area of the two circles and then add them to the surface area of the rectangle. And that makes it a little bit easier. But the formula looks quite different from the surface area of a rectangular prism. So first, how do we find the surface area of a circle? Well, we go 2 pi r squared. Pi r squared is the area of a circle, where r is the radius, and that goes from the center of the circle to the edge. And the reason why we do 2 is because remember there is a circle on the top and the bottom, so 2 circles, pi r squared. But what do we do with this rectangle? Well, remember that a surface area of a rectangle is the height, which we can call h, and the width, which is we call w. Height is always usually given to us when we're finding out the surface area of a cylinder. But what about the width? Now what we have to imagine is when we're unrolling the rectangle, when we're kind of rolling it back up, the width of the rectangle is actually the circumference of the circle. So here's a circle there. What a circumference is if I draw a dotted line and I cut the circle and I stretch it out. That is the circumference. Now how do we figure out circumference? Well, the circumference, very simple, is pi, which in your calculator is about 3.14, times the diameter of the circle. And the diameter of the circle is a line that goes from the edge of the circle through the middle all the way to the other edge. Okay. Another way to think about diameter is 2 times the radius. So here we go. We have the area, the surface area of the two circles. It's 2 pi r squared. Pi r squared being area of the circle times 2 because we have a circle on the top and the bottom. The area of the rectangle is the height times the width, and we understood that for a cylinder, the width of the rectangle is pi times diameter. So if we're going to add that all up to find the area of one cylinder, we do the area of the two circles, top and bottom, and that's 2 pi r squared. And we need to add the area of the rectangle, and that's pi d, which is the width of the rectangle, times h. Now this might look a little bit different from the formula that you're given, and we can rewrite it as 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r h. Oops, I forgot the r there. The reason why it's 2 pi r is because remember diameter is equal to 2 times r. So here is a cylinder. I'm going to give you a couple of dimensions and we'll do a problem together. So my height will be 7 centimeters. And this time let's use the radius, and we'll use a radius of, let's say, 2 centimeters. Whenever you're working with a problem like this, you always want to write the formula out first. So this time I'm going to write it out, 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi, this time I'm going to remember the r, h. And now I just plug in my numbers. And whenever I substitute, I always want to use brackets. So 2 pi bracket 2 squared plus 2 pi bracket 2 times 7. And now it becomes a calculator problem. So I punch in my calculator, 2 times pi times 2 squared, I get 25.1. My second set of calculations, 2 times pi times 2 times 7, I get 87.96. Add those together, and I always want to have the right units. And for surface area, it's going to be the centimeters squared. So don't forget the units, that's also very important. Good luck on your surface area test.